Hey everybody, this episode of The Horror Show is brought to you by Brian W., Dusty C., John H., Jacques. I don't think this is your real name, Jacques, but it's pretty crazy. Jacques, though the future.
You don't think that's his real name?
Anyway.
What tip do you want?
Thank you, Jacques. And Michael M., guys, thank you so much. We've had a lot of people subscribing in bulk recently. So for all of you that have not submitted your picks, please feel free to email me, Sean@IHateHorror.com if you're a Patreon subscriber. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, check us out, patreon.com/IHateHorror. And you can sign up there. It's just a donation. You don't have to, it's not a subscription or anything. We do Google Hangouts, which we just did last night, which was pretty fun. And hopefully we'll be doing some bonus episodes coming up. So check that out. And thank you guys very much. And I just want to give a shout out to last week's Patreon subscribers also, just because there were so many of them. And I actually was late in giving them a shout out. So Tim F., Bryant U., John L., Elise H., and Tioni W., thank you guys again. We really appreciate it. Everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show. Show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Oh boy. I was really looking forward to this episode. Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
1988.
Directed by William Lustig.
Dude, I'm so excited to talk about that gentleman. But before we dive into that, this movie is considered, what would you call this?
It's a cult classic.
Cult classic, for sure. I mean, very well regarded, I would say. People
It has its fan base.
It definitely does. I mean, I would say more... I'd say this might get lumped into one of those movies people claim they've seen, even though they haven't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's because Bruce Campbell is in it.
Yep.
And because it's so, like, culty, and I think there's a group of people that just, like, will tweet this out and be like, I love this movie.
So, yeah, just because of the names?
Yeah. And I don't think they've seen it. And not that... we'll get into it. But anyway, I think it is a very... I don't know. We'll get into it. So yeah, William Lustig.
Yeah,
this was shocking.
Maniac,
yeah,
directed Uncle Sam.
Dude, I was so excited to tell you that one of Joe's favorite movies, Uncle Sam.
That is not a true claim. I do enjoy myself some Uncle Sam though.
And produced by Larry Cohen,
the director of It's Alive.
The creator
he also wrote
of
this.
It's Alive.
He also wrote it.
I think we need to start like a horror show Hall of Fame.
People that keep contributing.
Because Larry Cohen...
Be a wall of shit.
might be up there. Well, Larry Cohen is like a first ballot piece of shit maker.
Yeah, because there's so many of his movies that we could do. Like The Stuff.
Dude, you could do everything on his list.
Yeah.
Produced, directed, and written. You could do it all. You could really do it all. And actually...
He's really like our generation's Roger Corman.
Yeah, if you want to call it. Yeah. I mean, he definitely turned into a mess in our generation. Like, because he did shit like earlier than that too, though.
Yeah, I guess our generation's.
And I think he's a student of Corman.
Is he?
I think so.
Well, that makes sense.
I know. I'm like 90% positive he's like
his $50 goes
because Corman had his like little school.
Yeah,
and yeah, I'm pretty sure Larry was his protege, his progeny.
Well,
Makes total sense though. Yeah, this guy directed Maniac. So when I saw that, I've never seen Maniac Cop. So when I saw that he had directed Maniac, I was really excited because I'm like, okay, I've never seen Maniac Cop, but I mean, I know it's like a city cop. So I was like, that city vibe, he did so
well in
good.
Maniac.
So well in Maniac.
And you know, this movie still has its grittiness.
It does. I would say that for sure. I mean, well, the topic alone, and they kind of touch on it, and I'm going to talk about it later because they're going to remake this movie. They're doing a remake. And I mean, I guess we could talk about it now. How do you, with the current culture, and I'm not going to talk politics, so with the current landscape of like what's going on with police and stuff, this movie's going to be interesting to make, and even
tough to make.
It's going to be really hard to make, and because not only that, first of all, Maniac Cop in this movie kills about 8 million police officers, which I don't think they're going to want to do in a movie.
I don't think
they're going to want. And Maniac Cop also kills 8 million innocent civilians,
right? Which
I don't think they're going to want. It's
not a good idea to come out in 2016.
No, I mean, granted, he's killing them equally, but like, it's crazy. It would be tough, but it's interesting because in this one, even it's 88, and when Maniac Cop, when the news breaks that there's a cop killing people, we see a news report, and there's a black kid on that news report, and he's talking about he like being targeted by police.
My next point I was going into is that like all the points that you're making right now about 2016 is good, but it was happening back then. I just think like us as a culture right now, like I don't think
for sure.
We would explode. Like
it would
made a movie like this.
It would blow up. It would be crazy because like no matter how it ends or like you will be able to take something even if it's innocent. And let's say they were like, okay, we'll make the body counts of innocent people and cops equal, like there would still be something.
But those cops were innocent too.
Well, that's true. I mean, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm saying that like they were terrible, but they were innocent also. But you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it'd be a bad look.
Yeah, the studio should.
I'm curious. I mean, they were supposed to start filming this summer.
I think the reason this movie works, in the terms of like they got away with making a Maniac Cop, is because he's so fucking stupid. First of all, he's basically a mime. It should have just been called Maniac Mime because he just uses his hands to like axe things out.
He's a total mime and wears gloves all the time. Like cops don't wear those gloves unless they're marching in a parade, right?
Yeah.
Like I've never seen a cop
or horse racing, or horseback riding.
It's so weird. This guy, it's so bizarre. Just like the rest of the movie, starring Will Smith.
Wait, what? Some guy named Will Smith?
Yeah, from, Will Smith, famous for Frisco Kid.
Oh, okay.
Hell Comes from Frogtown, and the Maverick remake.
Yes.
The only Will Smith comes to mind. Bruce Campbell, which I've never heard of this guy before, but terrific talent. Tom Atkins, our main man. Robert Zidar, whose real name is Zdarsky, and he changed it for Hollywood. Don't be ashamed of that Polish heritage, man.
I would almost argue that Zdarsky rolls off the tongue better than Zidar.
100%. When I saw it, I was like, wait, what? Zidar sounds like a fucking alien name.
Yeah. Zardoz.
Yeah. Robert Zidar starred in a movie called A Gnome Named
Yes.
Norm.
Yo, fuck.
And Norm is spelled G-N-O-R-M. And motherfucking Richard Roundtree, Shaft.
Motherfucking Shaft. I was so pumped when I saw him pop up.
Oh, I was so pumped too. And then I immediately started looking up Shaft pictures and stumbled upon the remake of Shaft in like 99.
Oh, with Samuel L. Jackson?
What a piece of shit. You want to talk about being outraged by a remake? That should have been fucking boycotted.
I don't think it couldn't have done well.
I don't know. Dude, Shaft is not a bald dude that walks around like that. Shaft was fucking cool as fuck. And Samuel L. Jackson is just being Samuel L. Jackson, which I guess is kind of cool as fuck. But
yeah, sure.
Dude, our thoughts in like 99, 98 through like 2001.
The 90s is honestly a nightmare.
We were so fucked. Especially that late period.
Yeah, like 95 to 99.
Especially new metal.
Especially new metal, yeah. Yeah. You're right. Fuck the late 90s.
By the way, I'm a new metal fan, but most of it is fucking trash.
Well, there's 9,000 songs and 0 guitar solos. Like, it's just...
So much turntabling, though.
I'm cool with turntable.
Remember when rock bands had turntablists? That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was not cool. Fucking sucked, actually.
They were so bad, too. Actually, no, some of them were alright. You know... Nah, I'm not... Why are we talking about new metal?
You brought it up.
So, let's get into Maniac Cop. I am, this was something to behold, I'll tell you that much.
So I'll just say it. I enjoyed the first half, and then it came to a screeching halt.
Dude.
To the point where I already told Sean, I almost just turned it off and just read the Wikipedia for the last half hour.
It was so slow. And that's actually what happened to me with Gothica. I was watching that before Joe came over, and I checked the time. He was texting me, and I checked. He was like, I'm going to come over at 3. And I was like, yeah, be here at 3 exactly. And then I looked at my phone, and it was 2:20. And I thought I'd been watching Gothica for like 4 hours. And I was only an hour in. And I was like, why? What the fuck? You want to talk about boring fucking scenes? I'll save it for when we actually talk about the fucking movie. But holy shit, that movie. It's not even terrible. It's just like mind-numbing.
Those are the worst. I'd rather something be terrible.
Remember Shutter Island? That movie?
Yes.
Like, that was a good movie.
It was alright.
It was alright. It was good, though. I mean, I liked it. It was another one of those ones that's, like, painfully long. But I do think that was, like, 2.5 hours. This is, like, Gothica's, like, the same vibe and shit. Except it's an hour and a half. And it feels like 3 hours. But Maniac Cop, brought to us by Matty D.
Thank
you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Matt the Masshole. They probably hate that term.
I would.
Yeah, I know. We might be seeing him. Hopefully we're going to... What's that thing called?
Rock and Shock.
Rock and Shock.
Fucking Sepultura.
We're calling you out, guys. I sent you an email. Get back to me. We want to go, but we need passes.
Matthew Lillard's there.
People. We want to talk to Matt Lillard about...
And Skeet Ulrich.
Ghoulie story. I told our Patreon fans that we did the hangout with last night. We do this thing with a Google Hangout where our Patreon fans can come on, and everyone can be on their webcam and microphones, and we all kind of like talk to each other. And actually going forward, it's now set up, thankfully, Google like finally like grew a brain. So you could like join if you want. I can provide, for Patreon users, I'll provide a link where you can say, yep, I'm going to join and use my webcam and like join in on the conversation. And then there's a link that's like, just watch.
Yeah.
And you can watch it live.
Nice.
Which is dope. So, we did one last night though, and we were talking about, what was I saying?
Matthew Lillard.
Oh yeah, I was like, Joe wants to go to Rock and Shock and only ask Matthew Lillard Ghoulies 3 questions. And I was like, he's gonna be like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I don't even remember being in that movie. Like,
you had no part. Just standing there one scene.
He probably has no idea he was even in it. It might be just B-roll that they stole, like from a real college. Oh, so fucking funny. But yeah, so we want to go there. So, I don't know. You guys email Rock and Shock and tell them you want us to go.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Bother them. Bother them for us. I'm not going to say it.
I was going to say it. If only there was a company that we could work for that would get us tickets.
That had connections inside the industry.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Maniac Cop. We're talking about Robert Zedar, by the way. The fucking Don of the horror industry. He's the gateway. So after the longest, most boring credit sequence in the history of movies, we see a woman being mugged. Dude, that credit sequence was out of control. It was so fucking... If there's anything I hate, it's long opening credit sequences. Because you don't want to fast forward, because like you're like afraid you'll miss...
something?
Yeah, like you'll be like, go too far, and then you'll be fucked up. So you just sit through it, and then you're like, dude...
At least add like nice colors or like a good song or something.
Or like, do like, I don't know, like a background. Like you could have told us the background of Maniac Cop in the credit sequence, like through animation. Instead, it's just close-ups of like cop hands and cop pieces of cops, like their hat.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's on a guy's head, and then like his glove just holding.
In case the title Maniac Cop didn't clue you off to the movie being about police
I
officers.
loved that Maniac Cop referred to a term. Like they used it as a term, like
I mean,
it's a Maniac Cop
it
on the
is
loose.
like all my notes were just calling him the Maniac Cop.
Dude, it's awesome. Like if a cop goes rogue like that, I want the news to be like, we've got a Maniac Cop on our hands.
Oh, what was that guy's name? That cop that did go rogue? Yeah,
In California,
yeah.
up in Big Bear, I have no idea. That dude was a loony fucking
Total
dude,
Maniac
though.
Cop.
Dude, that guy was a Maniac Cop for sure.
Dormer.
Yeah. So we see, so we see this woman being mugged or about to be. She's running. She hides in a graveyard, which definitely means you're watching a horror movie because there's no situation where anyone would ever hide in a graveyard in the middle of the night,
Right?
Except in a horror movie. But no, she runs and hides in a graveyard. But she runs into a cop who is standing in a playground by himself in the shadows. Would you run up to a police officer doing that?
So
You're in a city. It's
you're
a
being
it's a rough
chased
city.
by two guys.
Yes.
So yes, I would.
I don't know, because if I see that dude just standing there and I'm going, help me, and he's just standing in one spot, I'm going to be like, this guy might be in on it.
I mean,
I'd probably
that's
keep
true,
running.
but it's probably not your first. I'd probably keep running too, but it's probably not your first thought. Like, it's probably a Maniac Cop.
I know. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking, but that dude is scary. And she runs up to him and he just lifts her up by the neck and just...
He lifts her so easily.
And this guy is jacked.
He is.
Robert Zedar is fucking huge. He's definitely hitting the juice.
He throws people with such ease in this
Yeah,
movie.
and I kind of believe that he might have just been doing it. Because he's fucking enormous. We see him nude in this movie, and his shoulders are like...
That shower scene you're talking about?
Yeah. His shoulders are like double my size, like double my width.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's enormous. But they snap her neck, and the two kids that were about to ruthlessly mug her and do who knows what to her watch this cop kill her, and they're like, ooh, like there's like, they're hiding behind graves, and they're like wincing, like,
Yeah.
you guys were about to do something terrible to her also.
It's probably
like,
the same thing.
yeah, like, what the fuck? And they're like, ooh, that's rough. I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. But we get, the cops arrest those kids. The kids tell them, do the kids even tell them that they see a cop?
Yeah, they say that, and then it cuts to Tom Atkins.
Who's in the autopsy room.
Yep. And
Talking to the autopsy guy with the worst haircut ever.
yeah, it was bad.
Dude, that was fucking terrible.
We find out that the girl's neck was snapped like it was a hanging.
Yes.
Like it's from a noose. And that she also had a crushed larynx.
Yeah. And Tom Atkins knows this woman. She like ran a bar or was a bartender. Yeah. And he drops this little bit of knowledge on us. Her name's Cassie. She always had the latest jokes. The fuck does that mean?
Tom Atkins also already knows it's like a Maniac Cop.
Dude,
The first thing he says is,
dude, everybody knows everything in this movie. It's so insane.
like, yeah, we caught two witnesses say we're chasing her. He's like, nah, it was a cop. Like,
yeah, and I was like, that's what I was so confused about, because how did Atkins know it was a cop? Was it from the info the kids gave? Because like that guy was like, these fucking kids, and Atkins is like, you think kids could do this? Look at it, and he keeps saying it over and over.
Yeah.
He's like, it was a cop.
Even
I'm
though
like, wait, how'd you piece that one together? He's like, I know this was a cop. What? Did you get, like, is that intel from the kids? Like,
I don't know.
they didn't explain so much in this movie.
Like, why would a cop be able to have that strength and it be unbelievable that two fucking grown kids couldn't do that?
Exactly. Like, if anything, it could have been kids more than anything else. I just love that this lady had the latest jokes.
Yeah,
Like, what does that mean? He's like, I was always telling her to go on that Saturday Night Live show. You just can't walk onto it.
fucking
Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins, who's a world-class cocksmith in this movie. Well, in all movies, I guess. Dude, there's a scene where Atkins... I'll save it. But world-class cocksmith, in Halloween 3, he was laying heavy-duty
pipe.
And this movie, he's ready to do the same, although he doesn't get his chance. But I'm pretty sure it's like written into the scripts. Also, real quick about Tom Atkins, last night in our Patreon thing, we were talking about him, so I pulled up his Wikipedia. Dude, his Wikipedia looks like no other Wikipedia you've ever seen.
Really?
You know how it says like filmography and you click it and it's literally a table?
Yeah.
It's just a fucking Excel table and it lists the movies in the year. Tom Atkins does not do that. And it has these huge write-ups for every movie he's ever been in. Like over a paragraph long. And talking about Tom Atkins' role in the movie.
Do you think he writes his Wikipedia?
100% Him or his agent writes it. Dude, it is like, Atkins stars in John Carpenter's, because he was in The Fog.
Yeah.
And he's like, Atkins stars in John Carpenter's thriller ghost mystery, The Fog. And it like goes into Atkins' role in the film and like his stories about
That's awesome.
Dude, it's insane. And like I told people, and that one of our Patreon members, Bryant, was like, oh my God. He's like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I was like, thank you. I was like, this is fucking madness. He 100% writes his own Wikipedia. So check that out. It's got some good information in it. If you're an Atkins fan.
Atkins has one of the most solid Hollywood mustaches.
He does. What would we call an Atkins fan? Can we call him Fanatkins?
Atkins. Okay.
Fanat. I don't know. We're working on it. All I know is that our fan Ryan, who chose the gate, is like the biggest Tom Atkins fan in the history. He's the biggest at man. He just loves Tom Atkins so much. And he pointed out that little Steven Dorff looks just like Tom Atkins. And dude, the resemblance is insane. He's Tom Atkins' love child. Fun fact. Anyway.
Tom Atkins sent you a letter because now he has to pay child support.
So
Steven Dorff.
back child support. You probably go to jail. So Atkins is like now pitching this idea. Wait a minute. Oops. I just lost my place in my notes. So we leave that autopsy room. And this is when I was like in love with this movie at first, because shit is just going down every two. Yep. You get like 5 minutes of story and then 5 minutes of just a random murder.
Yes.
And it was awesome.
Because right after the autopsy scene, it cuts to two lovers in a car who are about to run a red light. And like, honestly, you're thinking like, oh, fuck, what's about to happen? They're about to break
they don't do
law.
anything.
They do nothing. They stop at the red light.
Yeah.
And here's where the cop is like full mind mode because he comes and taps on the window.
Oh my God. It's
and just like
so...
wags his finger. And he walks in front of the car and he's doing like, it's he's almost like pretending
everything.
Almost like pretending he's in a glass.
He's like pointing with his billy club. Like, I wish you guys could see us right now because there's no way to explain it. He's like, and it's so overly.
Yeah, it's like he's fencing.
Yeah, like there's a lot of wrist movement. It's not like Jason movements. It's very like
animated.
Yeah, that's the word. And he tells this guy to come out and stand in front of the car. No, right. He just points and pulls out a sword out of his fucking billy club and just cuts this guy open and then throws him about 40 feet onto the hood of the car.
It's like they're in outer space and there's no gravity. Because he fucking floats.
There's no gravity. He floats and flies onto the hood of this car and just... And blood is squirting all over the window.
And it reminded me of Maniac, like when the Maniac jumps on the car and shoots Savini's head off.
Yep. Except this was not as cool. Although there is another cool gun scene in this. This guy should be hired for all the gun scenes ever.
Great. I honestly, the kills for the most part weren't terrible.
No,
like,
even this one, when this guy lands on the windshield, I mean, it's kind of corny, but the best part is the windshield wipers were on, and it's just moving the blood
and it
back
splatters
and forth.
in the girl passenger's face.
Yeah, and but she's able to get into the driver's seat and drive away, and nothing ever comes of that.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's going to be a key part to this story. And she's not.
She's not. Then it just cuts back to Tom Atkins, who's in the Commissioner Shaft's office.
See, okay, you know what? This girl is a key to this story. Because, you know what? They just don't explain anything in this fucking movie. Like, I just realized this. Like, she's key because she's the reason they know it's a cop. I mean, besides the two thugs, but you wouldn't believe their word if they told you a cop. This is a key witness saying a police officer stopped us.
You're right.
And because how did they know it was a cop? They didn't. They would have no idea.
Right.
So having live witnesses tell you a police officer pulled us over and then killed this man.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
But they never explain
But also,
that.
why would you assume it's a cop and not just somebody dressed as a cop or impersonating a cop?
Well, I mean, I think
Tom Atkins is adamant that it's somebody on the force.
that's true. And actually, so is everyone on the force. Everyone on the force. We'll find out
Except for the commissioner.
We'll find out like the mayor and the commissioner are in on this like thing, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to frame one of our own. Why don't you look for a guy that's not a police officer and maybe dressed as a police officer,
I mean, that's probably the first line that you should go to, or just look for anybody.
or look for anybody walking around
Like, do police work?
Yeah,
Just guessing,
dude. The whole movie is just guessing. Atkins is guessing. The commissioner and stuff are just lying. Like no one's like, "Hey, let's do our job and
Let's
figure
get
this
to the
out."
bottom of it.
It's so funny. Speaking of that, Atkins is with the chief, and is he with the chief and the mayor? It was so hard to tell them apart, but he's with the chief, and he's saying that this has to be a cop. And again, how does this? Oh, this is the chief. Shaft is the chief.
Yeah,
of
he's a
police.
commissioner.
Yeah, commissioner. And this is the best. Tom Atkins is saying, it's a cop. You have to believe me. And instead of being like, all right, let's do police work, again, it's just a leap to conclusions. And Shaft, the commissioner, says, when was the last time you had a mental test? Which they're not called that. Pretty sure they're called like psychiatric evaluation.
Right.
Mental test.
We did bring it up because Atkins brought it up first.
When's the last time you had your marbles checked out? Atkins, like, what the fuck? And then he goes, as a matter of fact, didn't you try to shoot yourself a couple years back? Dude, are you fucking... And Atkins is like, my gun went off. Like, this is such a sensitive topic, and Shaft brings it up in the most ridiculous fashion possible.
And you would think, like, it had a really big plot point.
And it's not. It's just...
I thought it'd be like a Lethal Weapon vibe.
Right, and it's literally just the commissioner insulting him.
Fuck you.
It's
You're mentally
literally the
unstable.
commissioner like, I don't believe what you're telling me, so I'm going to say, I'm just going to accuse you of being a lunatic. And not only that, not accuse you of being a lunatic, but just because you're suicidal, I think your brains are scrambled. Just because you were depressed, possibly.
And he was depressed because his partner died.
His partner died in front of him.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it was like 10 weeks prior.
Pussy.
Yeah, totally. It was insane. Yeah, it was 10 days after his partner died.
Yeah. Also, Atkins saying his gun accidentally went off. Why don't you just be like, yeah, I did. I was in a bad place.
Gun accidentally went off in my mouth. What the fuck? Oh my god. But yeah, never comes back. Never once comes back.
And you already said this, and I'm just realizing it now. It is really funny that it cuts to like a scene of people talking, and it just cuts to Maniac Cop being a Maniac Cop, because right after this, it goes right to another kill.
But I was totally cool with that.
Yeah.
I loved that formula.
Same.
And then they just stopped.
Like I said, the first half I was down with.
And then they just stopped it completely. So what's the next kill?
It cuts to some guy like loading up shit in his car, and then he just has handcuffs slapped on him.
Yeah, Maniac Cop just throws some handcuffs on him, and the guy gets away.
The guy gets away, but then trips and falls into wet cement. By the way, it's like 2 a.m, so it would have clearly been... There's no one pouring cement. There's no truck around. It was just a pile of wet cement.
Falls in wet cement.
The Maniac Cop pushes his head down and holds smothers him in it, and then it comes to the next day, people just jackhammering
around his body. and, like, they were doing it in the most unprofessional way that you would assume that they were just working on the concrete and not actually trying to get him out. Like,
First
they
of
were
all,
just like, I got work to do.
First of all, they clearly didn't use, like, a dummy. It was clearly just a guy laying... Because they're jackhammering so far away from him that they didn't want to hurt him.
It didn't look like they were actually trying to get him out.
No.
It was so good. That was a great kill. Brutal to think about swallowing cement.
Yeah.
While you're choking for air.
Yeah.
That's fucking brutal. Great kill, though. At the mayor's office, it is revealed that they don't want this leaking, that police are... By the way, did the quality of your movie change whenever they went to the mayor's office and it looked like it was like...
The quality of my movie was terrible all throughout.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had a really good quality video. And whenever it went to the mayor's office, it turned to like the lowest budget 70s porno film you've ever
That's
seen.
how the
in your
whole
life.
movie was for me.
Okay, so like they must have remastered parts of it.
I'm
except
very
the mayor's
surprised
scene.
there wasn't boom mics in every shot.
Dude, it was crazy. That's how it felt in the mayor's office. I wanted to throw up the entire time. I saw the quality of the one you're talking about, though. I think even like the top and bottoms were cut off.
Oh, but like I feel like a movie like this, that's how it should be viewed.
Same.
I don't want to watch this shit in Blu-ray.
And that was kind of my thought on a remake of this. I was like, why are you going to turn a bad movie into a worse movie?
I meant to
just
say
in high
that before
quality?
too, because I think it would be like more insulting
Yeah.
and like cause more of a riot if it was like well done and well produced, as opposed to
Exactly.
like somebody making a $50 movie about a maniac cop, because then you're not
Shock.
taking it seriously.
Right. Like there's nothing about this you take seriously.
No.
And you shouldn't, because the story is filled with fucking holes.
That-
Riddled.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese of movies. Which we'll get to at the end. Because, again,
I
right
honestly
now,
don't even want to talk about the end.
because the beginning's so good.
It's just,
I've enjoyed everything up until this point.
I'm
I
with you.
love Atkins. I love everything that's going on. And it just dissolves into fucking utter horseshit.
Yeah,
It's so
it devolves
weird.
into a Tarantino movie, but with somebody like a third of the talent of Tarantino.
So after the mayor's office, Atkins had pitched this cop thing, and he's saying, he doesn't want this leaked, and I don't even want to talk about this, like, whatever.
And then Atkins immediately goes to a bar and tells a fucking news reporter about it.
Immediately, and all the details. and not only that, but this is where you realize fucking Atkins is just a poonhound, world-class cocksmith, because he's sitting at a bar, just like Halloween 3, and this girl walks up, and she like kind of like is like, oh, like, is this a date type of thing? I forget exactly what she says. And Atkins is like feels like he has to brush her off, like he has to beat off the poon with like a stick. And he's like, this ain't about romance, it's about murder. Just like, you stupid woman. Like, what the fuck? Atkins, like, can you just relax for a second? Like, why is that in the script? Why is that woman so desperate that she's like, oh, thank God, I get to be with Tom Atkins today?
Yeah, it would be like
I'm pretty sure it's written into his contract.
I-
The lovemaking scene in Halloween 3, dude, is outrageous.
some of these like characters. It would be like if I wrote a script, because I don't know what I'm doing. I just be like, yeah, this person probably likes to fuck.
And then this person shows up and is like, let's fuck. And the guy's like, no way, bitch.
Like, you don't need it.
I'm not saying that you'd write that way, but I'm just saying like an unintelligent person writing a script would.
No, that was the point I was
Yeah.
making. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I just throw things in there.
Yeah.
Maybe this
The guy writes a script and he's horny one night and it's like,
He's jerking off while writing it.
so Tom Atkins literally just pours out fucking every detail, and the woman's like, all right, I'm gonna need some like information about this, and he hands over the case file. I can't imagine that's.
Which clearly isn't even like photocopied.
No.
It's just the actual case
Yeah,
file,
and I
which he
can't
probably
imagine that's
needs.
legal. I can't.
It's Sean. You can't admit. What do you mean?
Dude, he doesn't need it. No one's doing police work in this fucking movie.
That's true.
Everyone's just jumping to conclusions.
I already solved it.
It's gotta be a dead cop. What the fuck?
He also tells her to make the story bigger than AIDS.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he's like, it's gotta be huge. Make it bigger than AIDS. I'm like, what?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is insane. Oh my god. And the mayor is fucking pissed. Because the news breaks the next day and
Yeah, and like you said earlier, it kind of rings similar to what's going on today.
well, okay, so when I saw this and they're like, it's all over the papers, and we start seeing these, they show this like montage of news clips where I said like it's people like saying like, I don't trust the police and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, this would be really cool if they really like kind of delved into this side of it, like people not trusting the police in the city. And they actually do for a few minutes.
Yeah, they do. But then they also like make it on like a super small screen and have a bunch of shit going on in front of you, so you can't focus on the
Yeah.
news report.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then we see a woman who's driving along.
This is awesome. By the way,
This is amazing. She breaks down. We see a cop pull up behind her. Immediately, you're thinking it's Maniac Cop because of what we've seen so far. Story,
Scene,
Maniac
kill.
Cop,
Scene, kill.
scene, Maniac Cop. And it follows the same pattern here. you only assume it's Maniac Cop. He comes up, knocks on the glass.
The woman pulls out a gun, shoots this cop in the face. It is not Maniac Cop, but this fucking kill scene is fucking unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Bullet rips right through his face, blood splats out. Like, it was really well done.
And it's shot from, like, up and behind his head, and you just see the exit wound.
Yeah.
And it is insane. And the guy just drops dead.
And also the concept of that, like, the media creating a
Such
fear,
a panic.
like a paranoia
Yeah.
that innocent people are getting killed
Yep.
because of it. And, like, I thought it was fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
really well done.
I agree. It was amazing. And I was like, yeah, maybe this movie does fucking rule.
I actually texted Paul because he watched it the night before.
Oh,
And I
yeah?
was like, Paul, Maniac Cop's fucking awesome right after this scene. And he was like, are you sure, Joe? And I was like, yeah, dude, it's fucking good. And he's like, it's not. Like, just keep watching.
That's so funny because it is like we're about to be introduced to Bruce Campbell, and this is when it truly falls apart.
Right. And it's not Bruce's fault.
No.
The
Actually,
story-
Bruce is really good.
It's almost like two different movies because the first part is Maniac Cop being a maniac cop and creating fear, and then it turns into a whole different story.
Totally
around
different
Bruce's
story. And we're introduced to Bruce, and I'll kind of like just highlight this since we're buzzing through time. Bruce is a cop. He's with his wife in his apartment. His wife is like losing her mind. We see her clipping newspaper clippings, and Bruce seems to be inattentive, and they've clearly been going through marriage counseling. They've been talking about that, and the wife's like, if you want to leave me, just leave me. And he's like, what are you talking about? And you actually believe Bruce.
Yeah, for about 5 minutes.
For about 5 minutes until you realize he's hooking up with another cop at a motel, and his wife follows him. His wife gets a phone call.
It's like almost from a Black Christmas. We're like, hey, Billy.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
she's like, is your husband going to kill again? And she's like, why do you keep calling?
Yeah.
But that also, who's calling?
I have no idea. I think it's the girl that will be the woman that we're introduced to later. That
Oh, the
yeah.
Maniac Cop's sidekick?
Yeah. Which is the dumbest.
But why
piece.
is she? Because she wanted to set him up?
Yeah, I guess it's Joe.
But I thought the other cops
Joe,
wanted to set him up.
nothing makes sense about this, Joe. Nothing fucking makes sense about. Maybe it was other cops. Joe, no.
But why would
nothing
they call
about
him? Why would
this
they call
fucking makes
her?
sense, Joe.
They're just
Nothing
bothering her.
Nothing about this makes sense. Okay, so you're right. And at this moment, I just remembered I did think it was the police that were doing this. That were like, because they kind of talked when they were talking about the press. The mayor's like, we have to pin it on somebody.
Yeah.
And like, I think they wanted to pin it on Atkins at first, or I don't even know. But they were like,
Which
"Oh,
would have actually made sense.
they're like, if
because-
he solves the case, we'll make him a hero, and if he fails, then we'll fucking kill him, and arrest him." And it's crazy. So
But that would have honestly made the most sense because he already has the background of
right,
not being mentally stable, losing a partner,
right.
and he's digging deep into
Right.
the thing. Like that would be the
And
best.
instead, they frame Bruce Campbell.
Who they
my
waited
God.
45 minutes to introduce.
And then okay, so she follows Bruce Campbell to the apartment.
Well, she grabs the gun first.
Yeah, and she pulls a gun on Bruce and the girl, but then Bruce like talks her down, and she just leaves the apartment in a fuss.
He talks her down by saying, "I'm sorry, I was going to tell you."
Yeah, I was gonna
You were
tell-
not going to tell her. What
You
the
were
fucking?
having an affair. What do you mean? I was going to tell you. And she leaves and gets picked up, and she gets pulled into like a van.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, this is the cops. Like the cops are involved. That's what I assumed. I was like, they're making us think it's Maniac Cop, but it's clearly the police who set this all up to frame Bruce Campbell.
Which also would have made more
also
sense.
makes sense. None of that is what happens. It was Maniac Cop and some fucking sidekick, I guess, who have no reason to frame him.
No.
And then they leave her corpse in the motel room that he was in.
Yeah.
Which is very complicated to do because
You have to wait for him to leave with
and
the
then
girl,
still get the keys.
and then get in there before the house search. Doesn't make sense.
None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense at all. It's so infuriating. Like, and this isn't us nitpicking. This is just so on the surface. Like, you're just like, wait, who's calling? Who's doing this?
Right.
Why? What? How did they know that girl was going to leave? Like, it's so bizarre. And then we'll get to
And
it.
how did Maniac Cop know that she left from that motel
Joe,
room?
that's what's fucking insane about this, okay? Like, later on, like, Atkins is like, and it might be soon, but they're like, he's getting intel from the inside. How do you know that? Like, what gives you that information? He's just killing innocent people.
That nobody would have any intel on any of these people.
Right.
Just walking.
That's like the most confusing part. And they're like, there's got to be somebody
He knows
inside.
somebody will be walking in the city.
What? What are you talking about? And I think that's what we're supposed to believe. But the intel was on Bruce having a side piece. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. It was just really insane. It was really insane. So yeah. But yeah, you're not sure if she's nabbed by like a cop or the Maniac. But she was definitely nabbed by the Maniac variety and left and killed, throat slit on the bed. And the cops arrest old Brucey boy, for murdering his wife and all the other people.
His captain is the most dry human being I've ever heard. Dude,
that guy is painful the entire movie.
Wife, how's things with your wife?
There's scenes later on and he's like, oh yeah, you're telling me you didn't do this? Where is he? What do you do? All right, okay, you're under arrest. He's like, what the fuck?
He's a classic catcher mitt face.
Dude, the most catcher mitt face.
He's like, you ever row with your wife last night?
This guy is more horrifying than Maniac Cop's face. I didn't think Maniac Cop looked that bad.
No, he didn't.
He just had like dirt in his teeth and a couple cuts.
Just a Jagenberg.
Atkins doesn't believe Bruce did it because Atkins knows fucking everything. Like,
dude, if you think that a cop is behind it and they arrest a cop, you'd probably be like,
and they arrest a cop for murdering his wife. Yeah, and the wife has a clippings book of all the Maniac Cop killings.
And the husband was having an affair.
Yeah, you'd probably just be like, oh, this might be it. And instead Atkins is like,
it's not him.
First of all, Atkins interrogates him, and it appears that he does believe he did it, and then he walks out of the room and is like, he didn't do it. What? Like, he does not believe him at all in the interrogation room, and then afterwards is like, he definitely didn't do this. And then he's like, we need to talk to this side piece. And so we see Bruce's side piece in a prostitution sting. Working a prostitution sting. Have you ever seen those on Cops?
Yeah.
You actually kind of feel bad for those guys. First of all, should prostitution be legal?
Dude, if a woman wants to make money, who cares?
We want to protect everyone, but like,
yeah, but it's probably safer if it's legal.
Legalized it, yeah, and like monitored it and stuff. Like, I don't know. But on Cops, it's like always the most saddest human beings that are like going to these prostitutes. Like, they're the saddest, most lonely people. And like, they just start crying hysterically whenever they get busted.
I do feel bad. Like, you just want to get laid.
Yeah, like, and they're all just like clearly like, a lot of them are like slow. Like, they're definitely like slow, lonely guys.
This is making me sad.
They're all
and then they have to be on TV for everyone to see.
What was the actor's name in Maniac?
Oh, Joe Spinell?
Yeah, they're all Joe Spinells driving around, except not killing people, hopefully. But she's working undercover as a prostitute. Do we want to talk about the scene where like a guy tries to pick her up and is like talking like backwards, and he's like, "Hey, are you a cop?" And instead of like keeping the thing going and trying to arrest this guy, she's like, "Yeah, you got me." And he's like, "Oh, you fucking cops!" And they have this exchange, like, and she's like, "Okay, go say hello to your wife and kids for me." And he's like, "Oh, you cops!" And he just drives away. I don't think it's how police things work.
It's not. It's not.
And she's also terrible at it because she's like, "Could you please tell me? Could you please say I'd like to pay you money for sex?" And he's like, "Are you a cop?"
What if he was the maniac? Like, she's just. Can you imagine that?
It's fucking...
Like some serial killer on loose just going up to a cop being like, "Hey, are you a cop?" Like, "Yeah, you got me."
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not killing tonight then.
Yeah. Fucking idiot. But she's walking down an alley and she does encounter the Maniac. I'll tell you what, Maniac Cop shows up when you least expect it. Like, I never expect him. And I'm like, this can't be him. And then it's fucking him. And he starts trying to strangle her and she pulls out her gun, starts shooting him. Atkins is just prowling around and he hears a gunshot and immediately just comes out flying and starts. They put like 13 bullets in this guy.
They shot him so many times.
And then he just disappears.
Yeah.
So now we know, okay, so let's just set the stage for this. Like, if you're not following this and haven't watched the movie, this guy is a ghost of some type.
He's not alive.
He has to be. He just took 13 bullets to the chest, and she says she shot him
twice in the head. Yep.
And then he literally vanishes into thin air.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just make that very clear to everyone that's listening.
And honestly, up to this point, I was still enjoying it because it would be awesome if he was like a ghost cop.
I'm in. I'm fine with that. It's
Vendetta.
a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll buy that. I'll bite. But we're about to find some shit out. Let's see. Oh, so Atkins now is Atkins is now on the case of there's somebody on the inside giving this guy info.
Yeah.
Because he found the prostitute cop. It's insane. So he goes and he meets this lady with a bum leg. She's got like a limp on her leg. And she tracks her down because she's friends with the prostitute woman. The Sting woman.
The cop. Okay, so I was actually going to ask you, and I wanted to ask you beforehand, so I didn't sound like an idiot. The sidekick. I don't know really what she was.
Okay, so now I'm realizing. Okay, so I mean, her relation later that we'll find out it makes no sense, but the reason he got involved with her was because they were like, it had to be somebody who's friends with the side piece that's tipping off Maniac Cop.
Bruce.
Which, how would you come to these conclusions? Yeah. It's insane.
Because I still don't.
But that's what that's what it is.
I watched the movie and I wouldn't draw that conclusion.
No, it's that Maniac Cat must have Maniac Cat must have.
I would watch that.
Must have inside information, and so who would know this information other than the side piece, somebody that's associated with the side piece, and they're like, oh yeah, her only friend is this lady. She's no other friends or family.
And that's who Bruce. That's who Atkins starts following now, right?
Correct. To the dock.
He follows him to the dock.
Where she's sitting, Maniac Cop is sitting on the dock like a petulant child that's being scolded. And his head's just down. And she's like using his name, and it's Matt.
Matt, yeah.
And she's saying, Matt, we can help you. Why are you killing innocent people, Matt? You were just supposed to kill the drug dealers and the scum.
Yeah. And also, Atkins sucks at hiding.
And Atkins is hiding perfectly fine, and then, like, must kick, like, the biggest gas can of all time. Biggest tin gas can, because it's like, clink, 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 clink.
Also, I never understand that. Like, why do you have to move until those people
You're
either
fine.
walk towards you or
fine.
leave?
You're fine. You were so silent. And you had a perfect vision. And the woman's just going, who's back there? And just starts firing blindly. Like, what if it was like a kid or something? And, so Atkins splits, and Matt, and then the woman turns around and Matt's gone also.
Oh, the woman was also talking about the commissioner and the mayor.
Yes. Like she's like, you just want to kill them. Like, basically, like, we're doing this all just to get to them.
Yes.
So you have to act soon.
Maniac Cop also disappears again in that scene.
Vanishes. So, okay, I can still buy in that maybe this, yeah, because it's like Jason. Like, you can talk to Jason. So I'll bite that she's still talking to, like, ghost guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Atkins goes to the station. He finds out, he brings up the name Matt. They reveal that there was a cop that was in Sing Sing. He got sent.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Okay, yeah, keep going.
That's pretty much all I was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
They revealed that there was a cop that was sent to Sing Sing with all the criminals that he arrested and put away.
Right. And his name is Matt Candell?
Something like that.
Candell something. I'll get to it later. I have it a million times in my notes. But my favorite part is Atkins is doing the research, and there's just some bozo cop that literally tells him everything on his way out. Like, Atkins is like, all right, I'm done with my research, but we don't see it. And then he walks out, and then this, like, bozo cop's like, hey, what you doing? And he's like, oh, looking up this guy, Matt. And he's like, oh, or he's like looking for a cop that, like, did this and that. And this guy's like, oh, you mean Matt Candell? He was sent to Sing Sing and he got stabbed a bunch of times. You might want to check that guy out. Oh, okay, thanks. No one knows anything, but everyone knows everything somehow. It's so weird. Cut to Maniac Cop trying to get a little bit of shut-eye on the docks. Weirdest scene.
He's up all night, man.
He's just laying down, just sleeping with his eyes open. And he's dreaming about his murder. And we get to see that he was sent to prison because he was a shoot first, ask questions later type of cop.
It shows him walking through prison, which actually might have taken 12 minutes of just him walking and people like looking. First of all, I thought these people were scared of him because they were like cowering.
They weren't doing anything. Only one guy throws a cigarette at him, but everyone else is like, hey, pss, 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 pss,
yeah,
and just whispering. Like no one's like, hey, fuck you, like a typical prison scene.
Yeah,
like in The Watchmen when they go to jail, like
exactly
when Rorschach goes to jail, and they're like, you're gonna fucking die. These people are just like, psh, psh,
like even in Batman video games when they send Batman to Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. They're all just like, hey, check out this fella. Like, you have no idea what their reaction is.
No.
Well, that is, yeah, until there's a nude shower fight.
So much shanking and slicing.
So much. And
oh my god, that background music might have been the worst background music I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
Painful. It was
so long and I hated it. It was like Chinese water torture.
Oh, it was so bad. But so was that whole nude fighting scene. There was so many like partial butts. I just was not down with it. But ultimately we see him get stabbed in the back and then given like a Joker type smile on his face. And this goes along with my theory, never fight a naked guy, because Maniac Cop is nude, and he's like beating the shit out of him, and he has very good flexibility when he's naked. His leg goes very high, and he's very jacked. I just don't want to fight a naked guy. Even if
you're talking about this before?
Yeah.
Like, you've already won.
Yeah.
If you're naked, you've won.
Yeah.
Don't want to
Even if you approach him, like, I would not approach a guy in a shower to kill him.
No.
I don't care how big my beef is. It's just insane. We're back at the mayor's office, and the bozo that revealed everything to us before. Yeah, the bozo that revealed everything to us before is like approaching the mayor, and he's like giving the mayor shit. Like, but again, just revealing the rest of the story, and he just straight up tells the mayor, he's like, "Hey, I know you murdered that guy to protect the mafia." And the mayor's like, "Oh, you piece of shit." And he's like, "I don't care, I'm retiring soon." And that's the end of that. Just to drop that info to us.
They had to work it into the plot somehow, I guess.
I guess. It was insane. And I feel like everything with the mayor was built in that way. It's just cutscenes to the mayor's office and somebody walking in and being like, "Hey, mayor, remember when you did this?" He's like, "Shut up." Yeah. So,
dude, I wish that's how they started their sentences. "Hey, Mayor, remember that time you had this scandal?"
I mean, it was pretty close.
Just slowly opening a door and saying that.
It was pretty close to that. So we got to speed this up, man. This movie is great, but
luckily nothing else happens.
Nothing else really does happen. Bruce and Atkins start getting together, and Atkins is telling him, he believes his side of the story. Also, why is Maniac Cop just killing innocent people?
I honestly don't know.
That's the weirdest part. Like, there's no vendetta. Like, it's so weird. Like, there's no reason for him to be killing these people.
No, you should just be going after the people that were responsible.
Yeah, Atkins gets beat down by the woman because he's snooping around,
screaming. He knows you're here. He knows you're here. They're in the prison with Bruce at this point, right?
Yeah, and
she's there for some reason.
Yeah. And this is like the end, but it's not the end.
No, it's not.
But you think it's the end.
It should be.
Because, like, there's 1 million kills. 1 million cops die.
So you walk out of it. So
the sidekick dies. Maniac Cop's sidekick dies.
Atkins is there. Bruce is in prison with his lover. Atkins is out in a different room. That's where the girl confronts him, starts pounding on him. You hear the alarms going off, so Bruce and them are like, "What's going on out there?" There's a cop hanging, so one's already been dead. There's just, like, there's literally bodies everywhere.
Yeah. Bodies hanging from the ceiling and shit.
Yeah. Maniac Cop breaks through the door, grabs the girl, like almost like that Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
pulls her right
through the door. Yep.
Atkins is fucking shooting his gun right at him, shooting him again, hitting him, but not killing him. Everybody in that room is dead, and we see a body fall like 90,000 feet from a window and just fucking die. And then the movie continues. That was fucking Tom Atkins.
Dude, it's so fucking weird, guys. I had no idea Atkins died until, like, dude, I was waiting for him, and I was like, oh, how come I haven't seen him in a while? And then somebody's like, with, like, honestly, like, 15, 20 minutes left in the movie, somebody's like, I forget his character name, but it's something like McGuire. And they're like, oh, yeah, McGuire's dead. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, is that Atkins? I was like, it can't be Atkins. And I was like waiting for him to come back.
Me too.
And that was
It was the most abrupt ending to a character I've ever seen. He's the main character up to that point.
It was so random. It was so weird. And then to make it even weirder, there's a jump cut to two guys taking a piss in a bathroom. And one of them's the judge. And he's like, he's gonna kill me. And the guy's like, who? He's like, Matt. And he's like, that guy's dead. The judge is like, no, he's not. And he knows I did it. And that's it.
Yeah.
And we don't even see that judge get his comeuppance, do we?
I don't believe so.
It's insane.
Well, after all this shit happens, Bruce gets out of his...
And why does everyone believe that this guy is running
I know.
loose? He's dead. It's so weird because everyone... Okay, so everyone in this movie, when somebody's like, I believe this guy Matt did it, they'll be like, you're fucking nuts. And then the next scene with no other, like, incident happening, they're like, this guy Matt's on the loose again. Like, what? How did your opinion change? Like, that's what's happening to literally everyone in this movie.
I know. And then after all this happens, Bruce gets out, and obviously everyone's like, oh my god, this guy escaped. He's the Maniac Cop. Because
Yes.
Because even though some people think it's Matt, other people still think it's Bruce.
Yes.
Which is confusing. But this is my favorite line possibly ever. There's two guards. They see all the dead bodies, or two cops, whatever they were. And then they see Bruce, and Bruce has a gun. He picks up a gun. He's like, don't move. And the cops are like, what the fuck? They accuse Bruce of doing it, and he's like, I didn't do it. And he's like, I'm getting out of here. And then Bruce leaves. And then one of the cops looks at the other guy and goes, should we go after him? And the guy says, nah, you heard him. He said he didn't do it.
It's so funny. This movie is just absurd.
And then instead of like going on the lam because he just got out of prison, there's still people that think he did it. Bruce immediately goes to the doctor that pronounced Maniac Cop dead. And this is honestly the point where I stopped caring.
Bruce, a wanted fugitive, is just walking around. And yes, so much conversation. They go to the guy that did the autopsy. He's a doctor. And he basically tells us, well, he was really cut up, but he was like, had severe beatings. So he was like basically brain dead. So I just said he was dead, but he was actually alive. And then some lady came and took his body. She signed up for the body. And so I gave her the body.
It's so stupid.
Like, even if you thought he was dead and he was brain dead, you'd have to, like, euthanize him to bury him. Like, what? It's so weird. And he wasn't even in on the conspiracy.
Well, everything that guy says is completely unprofessional.
Oh, totally.
He needs to lose his license immediately.
Oh, absolutely. It's insane. And, yeah, so we find out it's St. Patrick's Day, so of course there's a St. Patrick's Day parade. So there's lots of police activity going around. The mayor's all terrified that Cordell's going to kill him, which is insane because Cordell is fucking dead. Or he's not. So now here's the real question. We're to believe that Cordell, the Maniac Cop, is actually a person that's alive.
Yes.
And survived.
Right.
But
he's immune to bullets.
It's fucking dumb, Joe.
Yes.
It's fucking dumb.
I'm in full agreement.
Oh boy. So what I mean, let's get along with this. Bruce and his main squeeze, they avoid some catastrophic incidences. They arrest her, Maniac Cop comes, chases her, she climbs out onto the roof, and is like Maniac Cop targeting Bruce Campbell? Cause there's like a million people he could kill and he doesn't. Instead, they arrest Bruce Campbell. They find him on the street because he's literally just standing on the fucking street, a wanted fugitive, and they just arrest him, throw him in the back of a paddy wagon, and then Maniac Cop shows up and is like, hey, I'm going to take this car, and just takes it. And is driving Bruce around.
Right.
To the docks.
Yeah, because that's his fucking hideout for some reason.
Yeah, he's got a hideout.
Which, by the way, there's apparently a watchman.
Yeah, there's a fucking security guard.
Who's never seen Cordell. He's been going there every night.
And they go in, and Maniac Cop doesn't have the keys to the back of the paddy wagon, so he's like hitting it with an axe. And this is like one of my favorite scenes in a movie ever because it's so dumb. So it cuts to Bruce inside and he's like got this look like, okay, I'm going to burst through the door. And like, you're imagining like the door's going to swing, stun Maniac Cop, give Bruce a second to get his bearings and like get loose.
Yeah.
He jumps through the doors and literally nothing, he just falls on his face. like Maniac Cop isn't even stunned. Like the doors don't even hit him. Bruce Campbell just dives out, knocks himself out. It's the weirdest thing of all time. It's so weird. And by the way, that chase scene, wait, we should mention. Okay, so when Cordell takes the car, the woman who was on the roof somehow gets to the bottom level in like 3 seconds.
It is following.
And is like, let's get him! And this cop's like, oh yeah, I get it. And then is fine with it. And he hands her a shotgun and goes, you know how to work a shotgun? She's a police officer. Like, don't be a fucking sexist piece of shit. And then they're chasing him. And it is the longest, most boring chase sequence because nothing can happen. Because nothing can happen. And it's like 45-minute chase sequence. It's insane. They get to the docks, like I said. Bruce is out. We see Cordell's face for the first time. And it's really not that bad.
It's not.
I mean, there's like some decent scars on one side, but the other side is just a cut, and he's got like dirt in his teeth. It's really not that bad at all.
It's not fucking Cropsy.
No.
Pre-burning.
And why does Cordell decide he's going to make a run for it? Because like backup comes, and like he's like, ugh.
He's killed everybody in the fucking city,
and he doesn't die.
I'm so mad. Like the fact that he tries to run is so stupid.
And he tries to run, and he gets in the car, and he takes off.
He can vanish.
Yes. Into thin air. And Bruce hops onto the side of this van, and he's like, he holds on for dear life, even though they smash through the wall of a building. He kind of just leans into it, and it's fine. And Cordell, who has his hands on 10 and 2, and has 2 eyes on the road, somehow drives straight into a giant fucking
river,
like spear.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think it's like a I don't know, something that
it's holds... It's a pipe.
Yeah, but I think it was like something from a boat, like that holds on to the sail. I don't know what you'd call it.
I just thought it was like a suspended pipe.
Who knows? It made no sense why it was hanging from the air. But it's a giant pipe, and it impales him dead on in the center of the chest.
He's driving
10 and 2, eyes straight on the road. He's not distracted at all. I mean, Bruce is like hanging on the side, but at this moment, he's looking straight. And he just drives straight into a pipe, impaling him, and then drives straight into a river, drowning him. Okay. So, is this man who is living dead now? No. He is not, because they pull out his van, and there's nothing in it. And as a cop, there's a group of cops there. You'd think they'd, like, look into the water and be like, where's the body? Because then they would see a fucking hand reaching out of the water, just clawing at the pier. But instead they're just like, gee golly, what happened to the body?
I guess it wasn't Jack that did all this.
But then they do think that, because then the mayor gets a cut to the mayor's office, and he gets a call, and he's like, oh, it was Cordell, he's dead, it's done. How did anyone know it's Cordell? They couldn't find the body. He's like, it's over with.
I know.
But turns out
there was an extended scene.
With the feet?
No, what feet?
Did you see the feet under the curtain?
Yeah, well, the extended scene was it's Cordell, and he comes out and he kills the mayor. Yeah,
Cordell is like hiding behind the curtain somehow and kills the mayor.
Like a scary movie ghost.
You just hear
how do you get in there?
The movie is not that great.
No, it's not. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
The first half is good. There's some actually really good moments like we talked about. There's some really good kills.
Yeah, for sure.
As a whole, it's
exactly
whatever.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Matt. I'm glad I saw it, man. I mean,
sure.
The beginning was
Would you
really
watch the next
phenomenal. Yes.
I would too.
Because I bet you, I mean, as long as you keep the shitty stuff going, like they just tried too hard at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'll probably check those out actually pretty soon. So thank you, Matt. That was awesome. Next week, guys, Gothica, recommended by Casey C. I can tell you, it is not fun to watch. So enjoy that. Yeah. So guys, check us out, facebook.com/ and I should know, if you want to recommend something and you're a Patreon member, email me, Sean@IHateHorror.com. And if you aren't a Patreon member and you want to recommend something, join us, patreon.com/ IHateHorror. Join us there. Also, rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. That's the best way to support us if you can't support us monetarily. We're also on Stitcher now. We're on Google Play now. We're on iHeartRadio now.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's nuts. That was crazy. We're trying to get on Spotify. I don't know if we'll be able to, though. But I'll let you know when we do. And you guys have been doing so great. We were so high in the iTunes rankings this week. I think we were like 75 or something like that. It was crazy.
Awesome.
So we really appreciate it. That's the best way to help us, because whenever we're in those rankings, it's just more eyes on us and just helps the show out totally. So just do that. I mean, that's all we really ask for. And if you do leave a review, make sure you email me, Sean@IHateHorror.com, and I'll send you some stickers for free. We're on facebook.com/ IHateHorror. Twitter @IHateHorrorShow, and Instagram @IHateHorror. Joe.
I'm at Jovi421, Instagram Boognish1985, Snapchat the Horror Show Joe.
Yeah, I should do Snapchat too, but I don't really want to anymore. What else do we have to promote? Anything? We got store.IHateHorror.com, I think, is the name of is where our store is. We have a few shirts left, so please buy them so we can print some new ones. I want to do new ones.
I would love to do new ones.
Yeah, so get on it, guys. Wrap those up, and we'll get some new ones made. That's it, man. Gothica next week. Thanks, Harley Poe, for allowing us to use the song Gorehound. Really appreciate that. And that is a wrap.
All right.
All right, man. Guys, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate the support. For Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.